Hello class, I decided to do my discussions on The Giant Squid by Candace Fleming and Eric Roman, and The Right Word, Roget and His Thesaurus by Jen Bryant and Melissa Sweet. I really enjoyed reading The Giant Squid. It told all the parts of the squid and it was illustrated beautifully. I love the big fold out of the squid towards the middle. Um, the the book basically goes through how a squid would eat, how it catches its prey, what it's scared of, how it camouflages. So those are all really fun things to learn about. Um, a few things I didn't know about a squid, like they had a beak, where the mouth is like in the center of all the tentacles. So that was really great. I like to learn things even if it's from a kid's book. So the other one I chose to talk about today was The Right Word, Roget and His Thesaurus. This book stood out to me because I love using the thesaurus. I try to incorporate that in my writing. I try to use different words because I tend to use the same words quite often. I have a lot of writing tics that way. So I think that was really good. Mostly that book was about doing what you believe in. He liked to write lists, so that's what he did. He wrote lists and lists and lists, comparing word similarities to other words. That way, and eventually it made it easier for everyone to find a different word for another word, meaning the same thing. So that was really great to watch. Like I said, I use the thesaurus a lot, so to see the evolution of that was really kind of cool. I love the way the words were just, it was just so creatively written and illustrated. So check that out. The works that I chose were selected as silver medal winners for so many reasons. Like, they fit every aspect, I believe. There was great language used, very descriptive, and it was just made you want to keep reading. It was simple enough to comprehend all the concepts, and like in learning about the squid, everything was broken down into a manner where a child could learn from it, but also how like I took something away from it as well. So it really reached out to me in that manner. The organization and documentation all seemed like it was in order. I didn't notice anything that jumped out at me that was out of order or should have been a different way or anything like that. Everything was clear and accurate as far as I can tell. And like I said, I do believe they were written in a language that a child could understand and comprehend. The book with The Giant Squid had a ton of things at the end of it. So it included a whole graph of a squid, a diagram pointing out all of its features. And then at the end, it told a lot more information just about squids and where they come from and how they work. Green eggs and ham, the metaphysics was absolutely correct. Books can serve dual purposes in so many ways. One of the books that stood out to me right away was The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And in The Very Hungry Caterpillar, it introduces a lot of math concepts, so numbers, counting, all those kind of things. It would also work for colors. So that book itself would just be amazing. Another book that stood out to me was No David, and I would use that as maybe like a first or second day kind of book, establishing rules of the classroom, rules of the school. Everyone has rules at home. Everyone's rules might be different, but at school, everyone's rules are the same. So that's kind of something that you can introduce with No David. My daughter's first grade teacher used Pete the Cat's first day of school to introduce them to all of the sections of the school. So in Pete the Cat's first day of school, he sees where the cafeteria is, and he knows where his classroom is, and the library, and so on. So my daughter's teacher, they went on almost like a scavenger hunt, looking for all of the buildings and getting familiar with the library and the bathroom and knowing where everything was. So I feel like that was a great learning tool. Even though I didn't read that this time or the last few weeks, I did want to mention that because I thought it was such a clever idea. Snowflake Bentley and George Washington's Teeth could definitely be used as a history type book. They're both very cleverly written. That way it draws attention and it kind of makes you want to learn more. Like, I definitely wanted to learn more about George Washington's teeth. However, what I chose to talk about today was Snowflake Bentley and how that would be great to use as history because it shows the way the cameras used to work and how hard it was to actually chart the evolution of a snowflake. It talks about how the snowflake comes to be about, and not mostly, but another thing I liked about it is that the parents were so supportive of his aspirations, like spending all their savings on a camera that would take the photographs that he was trying so hard to get. I just loved that story. And that's about all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you all have a great week.